Hello, Wowie listeners. We are three again. Our friends Carlos and Sab are a little bit busy and won't be able to make it, but we have a fun episode for you.
Whoop! It's the Triforce.
Yeah,
Three of
and they're
us.
Ganon and Ganon's brother Panon, like
Okay.
Michael and Pikel,
What?
Rick and Morty, where they're watching the news. Yeah.
Okay. I got the joke, bro.
So this time we wanted to do a cool topic, important video games to us. So, everyone has, played a lot of games maybe, or even a few, but sometimes games stick to us because of the time that we're playing it, or even if you think the game's not like a great game, objectively, it's still like one of your favorites. So, you guys, either of you want to go first with a personnel game?
Oh, a personnel game.
Personnel.
Okay, well, I've jotted a quick little list, but I know that
Cheater.
even though I jotted, I'm not cheating. Oh, come on. Even though I jotted this list, I know more things are gonna pop in my head, and even tomorrow I'm gonna be sleeping tonight in the middle of the night. I'm gonna be like, ah, shit, I didn't mention this game. But
Hey.
I suppose I want to start with a fantastic point-and-click adventure game, which I had mentioned. Was it 2 episodes ago? Yes, I'm going to say yes. Episodes 8? Okay. The Longest Journey. 1999, I think, made by Funcom.
Plug.
Funcom is a Norwegian video game company. They are now known as Red Thread Gaming. They've rebranded. And okay, so it's an adventure game where you play as this kind of youngish woman, and she's an art student. It sounds very cliche at the beginning, but she has this dream in which she meets this dragon, and she wakes up and goes, "There's no way this was a dream. This was real." And it's essentially the whole idea of the game is this battle between these two worlds, Stark, which is a very futuristic world, versus Arcadia, which is a medieval world full of magic. And the two worlds are always meant to be in balance, and something is happening and they are no longer in balance. And she is kind of the key to return the balance to those two worlds. It's like an epic novel, let me tell you the story. The voice acting is some of the best I've ever heard. The writing is incredible. The characters are lovable. Everything, the art style in that game is gorgeous. The puzzles are wacky and quite impossible, but it's just like, any 90s point and click.
Like, did you play it growing up? Or like,
I did not play it. See, this is the thing. I don't even have a nostalgia factor with this game because I played it in university.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. What's interesting about my list of games is none of these games that are on my list right now I have played when I was younger. They're all games that I played in high school or later.
Huh.
Which is
That's
interesting.
Kind of nice, though.
It is, because there are some games where I'm, more nostalgia blind. But those aren't,
True.
I don't think I was old enough to like fully understand games at that point. And now, now playing these games as I was older, really understanding the full effect. And so The Longest Journey is one of those games that I count as, more towards a piece of art than just a game. It affected me. Yeah, I cried. The story, I can't. The next game in the series, 2006, it came out on PC and on Xbox, called Dreamfall: The Longest Journey, was not as special to me, but still amazing story. The gameplay mechanics were strange. Stealth mechanics didn't work. Combat mechanics did not work. But the main character was, lovable. And now there's the third installment, Dreamfall Chapters, in which they were releasing episodically, and the last episode is coming out very soon, and I'm very excited to see how it ends. But very personal connection to these games. So I just wanted to start with those games and like really super plug these games. And seriously, The Longest Journey, there was one person in the comments who said, yes, The Longest Journey, I've played it. So please let me know if you've played it, or go play it and then let me know and talk to me about it because I'm obsessed.
No, it's not. It's because it's so rare to hear people like talk about your favorite game like that. It's not popular.
Right, yeah, right. Exactly. It makes me so happy when people have played these games. But yeah, I wanted to start with that one, and then maybe one of you guys say one of yours.
I can go next. So I'll start with a game that I grew up playing just for like a contrast. So obviously a lot of people born in like 1993 might have grown up with either the Nintendo 64, Super Nintendo, or whichever have you. But so my sister and I grew up playing a lot of like take turn like single player games, and just like games were really hard for me because I didn't have like a neighborhood full of kids that would, you know, tell me how to beat them. So I was really bad, and I would end up just enjoying the game in like the first level or like the first few levels. But Ocarina of Time and Banjo-Kazooie really stood out because you know, like it would be a lot of fun for my sister and I to like use the old ancient internet to like go on like z64central.com or .net like or something, and I would look up a walkthrough and print it out and like try to get through it, and it would just become like this huge adventure. I would draw like storybooks for English class or whatever in like 3rd grade, and it would be like literally the story of Ocarina of Time, if there even is one. My teacher would be like, "You're so creative," and I was like, "I ripped off Japan." But yeah, it was like a great bonding experience for like my sister and I. And even though she's not necessarily the hugest gamer, she still like really likes the medium. And I think like it's one of those things that like in the N64 Super Nintendo era, they were really pushing for people to play games for the fun, the story, and the challenge, whereas, you know, a lot of things now, it's become a competitive scene, which is, you know, a different kind of thing to enjoy. But sometimes there are special games that you just want to sink yourself into, or with somebody else. And like likewise, I've grown up playing a lot of games with other people, you know, next to me, and enjoyed it as a result. So I think that's what's like, it always holds a place in my heart. And you know, comment section can fill up. Ocarina of Time doesn't have to be your best Zelda ever, whatever. And most of the people calling you know, it nostalgia goggles tend to be either like way younger than me or grew up with like the very first ones. But at the same time, it was just really remarkable to see like as a kid going from 2D to 3D and like going off in adventures, and a game centered around music while I was learning piano. And stupidly, I never thought to learn a single video game song on piano until I like moved around and I was like 10, and I was like, what if I did that?
Yeah. Ocarina of Time was another game. I did not own an N64, so my first I had handheld and I had an NES. So I had a Game Boy Color and I had an NES. And then the next system I got was a GameCube. So I missed SNES and N64 and PS1 and stuff. So I didn't play Ocarina of Time again until high school.
Right. And
then I played it through in high school with my brother, so there was that. Right. That was fun. And then I played it again, you know, quite a few more times in university. So I'm not nostalgia blind. I still love that game, but I'm not, again, it's not a nostalgia blindness thing. It's interesting.
I really don't think a rational person like yourself or ourselves would really get too nostalgia blind. You know, like I've played games that I was like, hey, I played this when I was a kid. I can't wait to relive Glover 64. And then I'm like 10 minutes.
Annoyed.
I was so, yeah, exactly. It was like, good God, I think I tried getting to the end of it and I was probably streaming it. It's like, you want to like shoot yourself every second.
Yeah.
That game it's a game about a freaking glove. What?
Oh my God.
Like, with all due respect, what what kind of drug?
It's like our perceptions change so drastically from a kid to when we're like this age, because I've done the same thing. Like I'm like, oh my god, I remember this game, it was so amazing when I was a kid, I want to play it again. And then I play it again and I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
Like,
I want my money / childhood back.
Yes.
All right, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will just quickly say that I also remember Ocarina of Time. Ooh. I did not play it. I was pretty young, and we did have an N64, but we did not have Ocarina of Time. We had Majora's Mask. But my cousins had Ocarina of Time. So whenever we would go over my aunt's house, we would all the kids would go downstairs to the basement, and then they would all play Ocarina of Time. I would just watch. And I always wanted to like ride Epona and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember doing that. I would just like load up a file and just ride on Epona for however long they let me. That's all I did. I liked watching other people play games a lot more than like myself playing a game. Cause like I would watch my middle brother play Majora's Mask. I would watch him play, Crash Bandicoot. And like I played a bit of, I'm pretty sure it's Crash Bandicoot 2. There's one particular stage that has like a tiger. And that one is because the tiger, I'm pretty sure it's a tiger. It's like so adorable. And like you just ride on the tiger, and it's like, this is my favorite stage. I would just play that stage for like hours. But I never actually like really beat a game when I was a kid, which is kind of like understandable. But even now, I haven't really beaten many Zelda games, if like at all. Like I beat Minish Cap, and that's all I remember beating off the top of my head.
That's kind of hard.
Yeah, but ones that are like super super important to me in general that I've beaten.
Right.
The one that actually popped to my head when Julia was talking was To the Moon.
I haven't played that yet.
And that one, it's like, it's not like, I mean, it's more like a kind of mystery game. Like basically you're like these doctors, and these doctors have this ability to go back into someone's memories and change their memories so that like they're able to pass on in peace, because they like sign on this contract. They're like, I know you're gonna mess with my memories, but my wish before I die is this, so change my memory so that this happens, kind of deal.
Wow,
obviously it never actually happens, but the person thinks that it does, so that they're able to pass peacefully and stuff. But just like, I don't even know this guy's story and what you learn about him and like what happened to him. I was like bawling my eyes out, and I don't think I've actually cried at a video game like that, like before. And that was like, I cry at anime. I cry at a lot of anime. And that kind of reminded me of an anime, because like there was just like so much
Butterfree.
I don't even know, just so many things were happening.
Butterfree.
It was a very traumatic event for me.
It was. I know.
The music from
that one.
The music from everyone who watched Pokemon growing up and hasn't in a long time, look up Kanto Collection on YouTube and look up Tears After Thunderstorm, I think. And what's the other one? I did it with X Classical Cat and Joshua Choi. But those two songs, that's like instant tearjerker.
Yeah, it was just like, I felt like that. The music in To the Moon is so amazing, standalone and in the game. And just, I don't even know, just the journey it takes you through. And like when you connect all the dots, like I said, I was bawling. Like I played it, I'm pretty sure I played it like at least two more times after the first playthrough, and I was still crying. Like after completing it, because it's just like so powerful.
That sounds powerful.
So that really spoke to me. There's supposed to be a sequel to it kind of soon, I think next year, hopefully.
Is it
I'm
like
really
To
excited.
the Moon with like 2 made into a 2?
No, I think it's supposed to be called I don't remember.
To the Other Moon.
No.
Oh gosh.
It's gonna be something else. It's like a completely different client.
To
like a completely
Xanarkin.
different person who's gonna pass on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
that's neat.
Okay. Oh, we just said at the same time. Lol, Jinx, owe me a soda, huh? I'm 12. Oh, yeah.
I don't know how soda machines work because I'm from America.
What? Okay, what?
That's a Ryan Lafferty thing.
Sorry, I'm from Canada.
Yeah, Canada. What? There's no.
You got it. You got it.
Except we call it pop. I don't call it soda even.
Oh, yeah. There you go. So you can't even get your soda.
I was gonna say, okay, so just to like quickly rattle off other games that were super important to me. Fallout 3.
Yes.
That was the first, and I've talked about this with people. That was the first game that I was like, oh my god, there's more than Nintendo. There's more than Mario Kart and Super Smash Brothers. Like, that was literally the first game. Yeah, because I got an Xbox. But 360. All I played on it was Dead or Alive 4 and Halo, and like Halo 3 and stuff.
Yeah,
and like
Halo story doesn't make me like shake.
But like all the games I'd played were like very multiplayer-ish and very like to play with friends, and it didn't go very deep. It was like Pokemon, it was Mario, it was Mario Kart, Mario Party, Super Smash Brothers. Anyway, my brother one day brings home Fallout 3, and he goes, "Hey, I heard this is good," and I'm like, "What? I've never heard of this. Okay, whatever." So I put it in just to see, and like the second it starts, I just like couldn't put it down. I was like, what is this? What is this game? This is like this whole new world of gaming that I did not.
Liam Neeson.
No, oh my god, I didn't know it existed. This whole like you step out in this wasteland. The game is funny. The game is deep.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite kind of game, which is kind of that open world action RPG type style, which is like now my pretty much favorite kind of game. That game means so much to me. Another game I played recently, as in last year or within the last 2 years, Chrono Trigger.
Counts. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't play that until kind of recently.
Game.
And yeah, again, I'm crying. The music, I listened to the OST back and I'm crying. And it feels like something that, like, I feel like I have nostalgia for this game, but I do not, because it doesn't make sense.
It gives you that sense of nostalgia. I
it
totally
has
know
no
what you're talking
age
about.
to it. It's
because I've played Chrono Trigger. I mean, I haven't beaten it yet, but I got it pretty recently.
It's a hard game.
And just
it's
not.
I didn't find it hard.
Have you beaten every single everything?
Yeah, I did all of this stuff. The only thing I didn't do was beat Lavos like early. That to get that secret ending.
Yeah, you're able to do so. But
no, I can't beat.
Oh, like period? Come on, dude.
Well, I can't anymore because my save file got wiped when all my.
I was just happy with that RPG because I got through the game and I didn't even have to grind. Like,
I have to know what you do. It's not a
I just played
game.
through and then it was good, and then I was good. Like, I don't know what to tell you, brother.
Yeah. No, I think what I do in most games is I tend to like just dodge a lot of random events, and it can screw you over a little bit. But I definitely had to grind a tiny bit. But it's a fantastic game.
No, it's totally good.
Absolutely love
like
it.
I've never grinded in Earthbound, which is semi-similar, but that's actually my pick for...
like Earthbound's something that's a great game, and that like do you guys know when you're in the desert and there's the two dots? There's the
Bro knows. I haven't played
the two dots meaning like you're about to faint?
No. There's the two pixels. There's the white pixel and the black pixel, and you have to like carry messages between the two pixels. Have you done that?
I don't think I have. I've beaten the game.
Oh my god, look,
twice.
no, you have to do that because it's like made me cry.
Huh.
Oh my god.
Interesting.
No,
like,
everyone who, if you have not done the pixel thing in the desert with Earthbound, you gotta do that. It's like a very Undertale thing. Like it's like a very like.
Don't you dare compare.
No. I'm not comparing. I'm saying Earthbound did it first, but it's a very, you can see the inspiration. It's like that kind of. It's like that kind of like. Oh my heart. Oh my god.
Desert.
Yeah. Black pixel, white pixel. They're like in love. It's like it's fucking adorable.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you see this random like pixel, and then you can talk to it in the desert.
That's like a thing not exclusive to Earthbound, of course. It's it's in Undertale, it's in Earthbound, it's in a lot of these games that try to like engage the player instead of making them feel like, oh, you're Ness. It's like, no, you're playing Ness, but you're talking to people. You're hearing like goofy jokes everywhere.
Yeah. That for me,
nice.
number one was Majora's Mask. where you can go and you talk
man.
to all the people in the. That was my next. That's my next game on the list. And that's another game that is art.
The end of the world.
Yeah, and they're going through. At first they're in denial. They're going through the stages of grief, essentially. You know? They're like in denial that this is gonna happen, and then they're eventually coming to accept it. But some of them don't. Like the guy who is in charge of the dojo, he's like cowering, right? You're thinking, oh, this is the guy who like teaches you to fight, but then he's like, oh no, don't, like, it's like, it's crazy, it's insane. That's like it's like a sociological experiment, that game. It like means so much more. There's so much to it. It's so much more. Yeah. It means no. It means more than itself. It's bigger than itself. That's the thing.
I
feel like
really
I need to play through it to actually know.
Yeah, dude. Like and when you do, let me know so you can know all the things to go see and all the guys to go talk to, because that's like that's important.
Yes, I would say Majora's Mask is the like best Zelda game to actually play every side quest.
I just always get so scared.
Okay,
no, I do too. I had to play through that. You just have to do it. You just have to like
any Zelda game. Like I just get scared of the bosses. Or
I would use a walkthrough just to make sure you don't like die instantly. Because the one time I rented Majora's Mask when I was like 7, I didn't know that. So okay, non-spoilers. In Majora's Mask, you have 3 days to stop the moon from crashing into the world. If you didn't know that. But then at the end of the 3rd day, and the game, I don't know, how long do you think the game is, Julia? Like 3 days goes by in like 1 hour, 2 hours?
No, it's slower than that. Especially if you play the song of like halftime or whatever.
Right. Okay, so when you start out of the box in the story, you can end up screwing up and having to start a little bit over.
Yeah.
Is like every minute an hour or something?
Every real life minute probably could be an hour.
Something
there's
like
ways
that.
to slow it.
Sure.
But like Little Kid Ro didn't know anything, and like there's basically a set path for the very first way of how you stop the so you go back in time constantly. So on the 3rd day, like right before you're screwed, you get the ocarina if you did everything right. But you know, for a kid, you don't know that. But once you do that, you can enjoy the game like just blind. Explore.
That just sucks because like as soon as you turn back time, you lose everything.
Well,
but you put your rupees in the bank, and
you lose your money. And
it's not that bad. I mean, it's a mechanic, but
I will say I
agree.
To it. It's not a game that I casually pick up and like, oh, I'm gonna play a little Majora's Mask. It's like no. It's an experience. You have to sit down and be like, I am ready for this experience. And I was afraid of the moon. I was afraid of it crashing. It did crash on me when I played the 3DS version. Because I was doing so. Probably just quickly before we end, I was doing. There's a little like a mini game where you're the Zora Link and you swim through these rings. You follow this beaver and you're swimming through these rings. And I kept trying. There's 3 stages. So you beat the first stage, you get 1 prize. You beat the second stage, you get another prize. And the third one is like a heart piece or a mask or something like that. Something important. And I'm trying to 100% the game because every Zelda game I play, I have to 100% it no matter what. It doesn't matter. So so I'm trying to 100% this, and I'm going through, swimming through the rings, and the timer is counting down and it's running out. And I'm like, okay, crap, well, this is my last try. If I don't get it, I'll just restart. And if you restart, then I would have to start from stage 1 again, which was kind of stupid, but I was spamming B. So I'm like, okay, I gotta, like, get out of here. I know I lost again, so I'm spamming B. I gotta reset the time. So I'm, like, freakishly spamming B. I have, like, I think 5 hours left of, like, the time left or something. Or, some short amount of 2 hours, some short amount of time. It was like only a few like real world minutes. So I'm spamming B, and turns out I was not spamming B, I was spamming A, and so I accepted to do the game again and got trapped in the game, and the timer in the game was longer than the timer for the moon to crash.
Oh no.
And so it was like no, but it was like this wild experiment. Like I've never been so freaked out almost in my life, because it was this situation I'm in where I'm like, oh my god, must be what these people feel like. Because literally all I can do is wait for this inevitable thing to happen.
Right.
There's nothing I can do. And I was like, okay, well, I could have soft resetted the game. But I'm like, no, I'm not doing I'm not doing that. I'm gonna experience this. So I'm like just waiting in the water, like swimming around aimlessly for the timer to count down, and the timer counts down, and then it crashes, and I'm like, holy crap.
The cutscene makes you feel so guilty.
Oh my, it's off. That cutscene is awful.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Okay, well, if you see it, then
you'll know.
But it's
Do you
bad.
have the 3DS one?
I have failed my people of Clocktown.
It does feel a little bit like that, but it's also just like everyone's just like almost at peace with it. Like she said, like some aren't. It's really cool. And this came out in 1998.
See, now that's making me really intrigued to know more about like
the
whole,
I would pick it up.
more
like,
than a game. There's
backstory and the whole like reason why. Yeah. Okay. Well, quickly because listing other games. I mean, the only other game that I did not mention that's on my list really. Okay, 2. Pokemon RSC is my favorite Pokemon game. That one just I freaking love so much. The music's great. And then Final Fantasy games. I remember trying to play and beat Final Fantasy like a little bit younger, and it was not working. But now that I'm a little bit older, I beat Final Fantasy 6. I streamed that and finished that. I beat Final Fantasy 7.
Which one's like your favorite? Like your personal love? I know that's tough.
Between 6 and 7, because those are the only 2 that I've beaten that I remember. Man, I don't know. I feel like it's like beating Kefka was a little bit too easy, so it kind of robbed me of the like the I guess
like feeling good about beating it.
Yeah, because I was like, oh, that was it. Like I beat him that easily, kind of deal. And it doesn't really end super happily either. But I think Final Fantasy VII, the depth in that and the storyline and all the plots like twisting and just all this stuff that you finally realize at the end of the game. Like I really, really do like Final Fantasy VII. And that boss fight was actually like I was almost about to die. I had Cloud. Sephiroth like summoned probably Meteor, right?
I don't know.
There must have been Meteor.
I've never
30% into the game.
So he summoned it. He killed everyone in my party. Like you only have 3 people, but he killed everyone except for Cloud. And Cloud was like so low on health. Like I was like, holy shit, I need to heal him. And my boyfriend at the time, he was watching me. He's like, nah, you got this. Just do limit break. You got this. I'm like, I don't know.
It's pretty much a risk, right? Like
so I trusted him, and I did do the limit break, and I did defeat Sephiroth, and I was like, I was like clapping and like screaming because I actually defeated Sephiroth, and I was so close to dying myself. It was
those are always the best victories, though.
Yeah,
as long as they don't do the.
Oh my god!
It's not like the Donkey Kong Country thing where like you beat K. Rool and then all of a sudden the credits roll and it's still showing his dead body and then he gets up.
Yeah.
All right, row, quick.
Yeah. If I just have to convey, personally, Earthbound was one of the like softest, most like wacky games and inspired me to like do a lot of the music. So that one goes up there. Obviously, Ocarina and Banjo-Kazooie. A lot of those are nostalgia factor. I would say Oblivion because it also brought me like closer to a lot of friends. And again, I had that feeling where I would just wander and explore forever. Yes. I love open world.
Me too.
And I think that really like kind of sums it up for me. Like I love a million games and like, but the ones where I'm just like, that felt really good, or, I can always think fondly about every aspect of it. It kind of boils down to those. So,
gotcha.
In the comments, you guys post your favorite personal games, games that, or if you liked any of ours, mention it.
Let us know.
Yeah, if you like struck a nerve.
Gosh, we love gushing about this stuff. So just if we
didn't include terrible games. Also, if you like Glover 64, I'm very sorry.
Oh yeah.